Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to talk about writing. I know I haven't spoken about writing in a minute, doing a lot of plan with me's and organizing, things of that nature, but I have gotten my notes back from my mentor and you're going to learn my bad habits. So let's get into this. For those of you who are new, hi, my name is Kylie. I'm an author, tuber, author, voice actress, audiobook narrator, and a professional, what I like to call nerd. I have been working with a mentor this past month, and she has given me a rundown of my bad habits. So I've been working on the Claymore project on this channel for a while now, and it was time to pass it on to someone who is a professional editor, who is published themselves, and who wanted to take the time to mentor me and really help me push toward my goals, which I am forever grateful for. She has given me a list of bad habits that I have. And some of these bad habits are very familiar, similar to what other authors talk about their struggles being. But she gave me specific examples within my writing, showing me, not just telling me, which we'll get to, what she means by these bad habit notes. She said I was a very clean writer, which is very encouraging, and that this is a better story than most. We just have to make it better, which is working on my bad habits, which is exactly what I wanted to do by having her mentor me. So you are going to learn my bad habits in hopes that you can call out some of your own bad habits. And I firmly believe that if you don't conquer your bad habits as a writer, they can really hinder you in your craft and even your process of writing and getting to that next level. So I've written all my life. I have written about 12 books, and I'm still learning. I knew that I needed a little bit of extra guidance because I was feeling like I was stuck. So I was feeling very stuck in my growth as a writer, and I reached out and we spoke, and I am so thankful that she took me on. So, bad habit number 1, repetition. And I'm going to be reading from the notes that she gave me to kind of explain what she meant by it. So number 1 is repetition. Most writers do this. They say the same thing in a row. A good example is in my first chapter where I basically open and say the same thing 3 different sentences in a row, and it all revolved around pain. So the pain never got better. No matter how many times the arrival of full moon forced our bodies to twist into beasts, the pain never ebbed. Muscle, bone, and sinew all morphed from human to wolf and then back again in one night. Yeah, that's very repetitive. So she mentions that I do this throughout the book, and it will tighten my writing if I can just pick the best sentence. Her advice is it's usually the last one because the others were kind of like our brains practicing, and to use that one. Telling and showing, which I knew that I had a problem with. It also falls under the repetition headline. I tell the reader what somebody is going to do, like one of my characters is going to do, and then I actually show them doing it. So there's no reason to tell, so just show. So I have to go back and look at everything that I've told the reader the character is going to do, cut that out, and just let the character do it. Parodying. So it's also under the repetition headline. It happens in dialogue. Someone says something to one character and then that character repeats it back. That's not that great. I wouldn't say to you, hey, where's the bathroom? oh, you're looking for the bathroom? You know, like, oh, it's around the corner. I would just say, oh, it's around the corner. So dialogue should always move your story forward. It's not doing that. She also notes that by cutting all of this repetition, it will cut my word count by about 15 to 20,000. But my story will be better for it. And if I focus on making sure my romantic beats are clear, I'll add more back in. But by cutting repetition in all forms, it really helps the story to be concise and tight. So pacing, because of the repetition issues above, the story doesn't move as quickly as it should. And at the same time, I'm not using my time in the story wisely to make the reader care or feel about anything for the character. Then emotions. She notes that I can always use more visceral emotions and always show physical reactions. Never tell emotions if you can help it. So instead of saying she looked horrified or I was horrified, you could say, or my eyes widened and my stomach coiled. Something like that. Something showing the emotion, not telling. Sexual tension. It's not sex. It's not even touching. It's a glance here and there, an unexpected kind gesture, a moment type thing between the two. And because of the way that this dynamic works, I need more of it, like a lot more of it. Because my characters have secrets and they're not 100% truthful narrators. So I have to show a lot more of that sexual tension. Prompts and hooks. So I need better hooks at the end of every chapter to make the reader want to turn the page to see what happens next. And then making my prompts at the beginning of each chapter even better than they already are to pull the reader in to want to continue. Then there's the wonderful, wonderful, wonderful one that besides show and tell, everybody sometimes has issues with, and that's learning to deepen the point of view or deepen POV. This is so important for a well-crafted book to make you feel what the characters are going through and to lose the filter words. It'll make the prose more powerful and more succinct. And some of the filter words, I actually made my own list that I know that I use, that I'm going to be going through and cutting completely. Some of them are, I turned, I stood, I looked, I walked, felt, simply, absolutely, basically, I watched, I saw, kind of, sort of, actually, almost, slightly, just, only, that, seemed, perhaps, gave, knew or know, noticed, remembered, decided, can and could, and chose. So those are some of the filter words that I know that I've used in the past and could definitely cut them. And the last one is characterization. And it's great to show growth, but we have to make sure that our characters are consistent, especially the leads. So she wanted me to work on their voices to help make them distinctive. My female main character was the best, didn't really need much work, but the boys, the men in the book, need a little bit more pizzazz and finesse. And then the other note that she had was to possibly age down the characters a little bit, because right now, they are in their upper 20s and 30s, and the way that we're now spinning this, it would make more sense in the romantic plot line and the plot of the book now to age them down into their lower 20s, mid 20s. So she said that all of this is craft stuff, and it's really difficult to see in our own work, which is exactly why I wanted her to take a look at it for me and exactly pinpoint my issues. I am a visual learner. Somebody has to show me what I'm doing wrong and example it out, like give me an example in my own work. That way I can look at it, capture it, and know for the next time, this is what I have to do. So now I know I have a bunch of snapshots, and she ripped it apart. But I want to get to the next level, and I don't take offense to it at all. It's all constructive criticism. It's all good. It's all from a place of love and wanting me to be better and succeed. So I am 100% willing to take this advice on board and work on my bad habits, because I want to be better. So those are my bad habits. I have 9 of them, which some of them I knew and some of them I hadn't really thought of before. And some of them I didn't really think of before because, like, pacing and the sexual tension and showing those emotions in the characters hinge on repetition, telling versus showing, and the dialogue and the parodying and things like that. So a lot of bad habits can cause other parts of your writing, your craft, to suffer. So getting to the root of the cause can really, really help you get to that next level of being a good, crafty writer. And yeah, I just wanted to share that with you guys. I haven't done a writing video in a minute. I know I've done a lot of planning videos and things of that nature, just because right now, while my mentor was looking at this, I wasn't even thinking about writing. I was just trying to survive and do the mom thing. And now that I have my edits back and I have to do a bunch of rewrites, like literally from top to bottom, pull this thing apart, which I'm really glad that I waited to do it, because I was going to pull this book apart before I sent it to her. But now I know exactly what I have to do, and I didn't do that. So I'm super thankful that I didn't. And now I know exactly the direction that we're taking this, and I'm really excited about it. So I'm excited about breaking bad habits. I'm excited about growing. I'm excited about rewriting this book, hopefully for one of the final times before it can be shopped around for an agent and or released. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like this kind of content, leave a like down below and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. One love, guys.